Hello YouTube friends, welcome to the Red Parrot channel. I am your host Mary Ellen. This is an episode of Slow Stitching. So Saturday, which is my way of keeping touch with all the sewing projects that I've got going on. So let us get after it. Oh, cup of tea. So, socks. Where are we for socks? So, don't know if you recall, started another pair of socks. This is the Peyton's Croy Socks colorway in Woodsy, and really love this colorway. This is spectacular. Just really warm colors and just sweater weather colors. So anyways, I got that whole sock done. Woo, yay us. Absolutely planning to do a second sock in that colorway. And I found another colorway, which is called something, marl something? Gray Brown Marl, M-A-R-L, also Peyton's Croy. And I just wanted to see what the colorway was. So I will have two non-matching socks. And now that I've sort of broken the, I need to knit a matched sock before I go on to another sock, I have two more colorways that I want to try out. So I might do one sock of each color. I will still have two pairs of socks, just they will not be the same color, which is fine. And then I'll circle back and then do the paired off ones. So this is, we are ready to do the heel flap, and this is what this color looks like. And it's a weird pattern so far. Like it feels like it doesn't really repeat, which is fine. We don't have to worry. So that's where we're at with knitting. And so because I'm starting the heel flap, which requires it requires concentration, which is mental effort. That's a show and tell and not for today. What else do we have going on? Have not made any progress whatsoever on the Boro coat because I am. Last week was this past week was a rough week, a rough brain week. Nothing terrible happened, but my brain was you know when you have a poor engine that doesn't have enough oil and everything grinds? That's kind of like what my brain was doing. So we have a hat that we can decompose, i.e. we can pull the beads out, which might be fun. I mean, there's nothing like watching somebody else peel out their mistakes. What else we have? What else we have? So, forgot to show you last week, I have all of these done. So we have 1, 2, 3, and 4. So 1, 2, 3, 4. So we have enough now to be able to do a mat. And I think you can't see that particularly well. What happens if I do that? Ooh, that's a little better. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4. Kind of like that. Okay. So what do I need? I need some washi tape of different patterns, because the washi tape is going to be I need to sort of rotate these into a soothing pattern. And then I'm going to use washi tape as sort of the matches. You'll see what I'm going to do in a second. So what do I need to do? So that's dark, light. That's light, so I need a dark. And then So that's dark, so this needs to be a light, which could be like that. And then I have another one that is dark, so I need another light, like that. So that's a whole lot of me pausing to think. So I have this weird shape, and I feel like I almost want to pick some of this out. Somebody somewhere is going, no! Least of which is me. Okay, I need my very, very old house prize possession, a vintage yardstick, which is the yardstick of the realm. Okay, so it's almost 36. It's a little under 3 feet. Okay, I don't know what that proved. Yes, you do. Why am I putting that away yet? I don't need to put it away yet because I need to figure out what the long way is going to be. So the long way will get us to 3 feet. Okay, now I'm okay. So that might be a better orientation. I like that a lot better. The other thing that I could do is not necessarily put it here. I can put it somewhere else. I can put it, it doesn't matter because anywhere is going to be the spot. Should I join these? Let's join these. And then we'll worry about that other one, or we will pick that one out and place it elegantly. So where's our attachments? They go like that. They go like that. They go like that. On a sewing pattern, you have these little triangle sort of spikes that stick up, which is where you are supposed to match the material. And that's essentially what I'm creating here. Just so that I know that those two match there, those two match there, and then this last one, they're going to match here. And I use different colors, obviously, so that I don't get them confused. I think I will have to pick that other one out. But there's a bulk of them that I do have to sew together, regardless, which is fine. Okay, So we've got that sorted. And then I just need to sew. So this one has got all of that. This is the first one I need to sew together. Oh, I did not expect to be at this spot. But okay. Hang on, I need to go over here and get some thread. Okay. So wow. Look at us making progress. First thing in the morning. Well, first-ish thing in the morning. Okay, so let's have a, where's the gray? Here's the gray. I want more thread. I want a longer piece of thread. Possible. K3N has a German expression, or she heard a German expression that is long thread, lazy girl, and the word for girl in German is Mädchen. So it's something, something, something Mädchen. And I am such a Mädchen. There. Okay, so we've got that and that. Okay. I need my another project. Yes, I know. This is a safe space. We're allowed to pull out 11 billion projects because 11 billion is just about the right amount. So I want to start there. Okay, and then I have my 2 clips. Oh, it's all boarding house reach, isn't it? I don't know where I got that bowl. I really like it. Bowls are awesome. Bowls are also old artifacts. They've been around for a very long time because they hold stuff. And the act of holding something is an early innovation that made a lot of sense to a lot of cultures. I need to pull my chair in, oops, a little bit, so that I don't, oh, and before we do that, there we are. I'm just getting myself all comfortable. Let's just get this started. So I've been watching a lot of Time Team, Timeteam. It is a UK-based sort of archaeology, science-tainment, I guess, where they take different locations in the UK that have got some kind of interesting experience, or they've had a query from the local archaeology group, and they do some things. And archaeology fascinates me. Egyptology fascinates me. And so I think those two things help with the just enjoying that show an awful lot. In any event, there are themes that emerge that they are not trying to teach, but as somebody who sort of is interested in looking at things, you sort of come to some conclusions. One of them being, every culture loves a bowl, no matter Roman, Middle Ages, Dark Ages, Anglo-Saxon, whatever else, Victorian, everybody had a bowl. And you'd think a bowl is a bowl, but it's not. Because there are pottery experts that can take a little itty bitty bit of something and go, oh yeah, that's a bowl, mid-century, I'd say 600s to 700s. Oh, okay. No idea how he comes to that conclusion. But bowls hold things. They hold food, they hold liquid, treasures. They help with the carry, which is what I have that one for. They represent status. They help feed people. And that's like a human thing. That's not a cultural thing. Like there's no particular culture that said, yeah, you know what, we don't need a bowl. Every culture sort of, once it got going, went, you know what, I need a bowl. I need a bowl. What do we got for bowls? And their bowl differences really relate to what is available to them. Their local, oops, I did not beeswax this. Oh well. Is based on whatever their materials are. So wood bowls, pottery bowls, leaf bowls, straw bowls, reed bowls, all the bowls. I need to also prepare some fabric for some more steam dyeing. It's either ragweed or mustard, or maybe ragweed and mustard are the same thing. I don't know. It's a plant that grows locally that has a yellow flower to it. So there were three things that I wanted to dye. The ragweed mustard, to be determined. I've got some more black walnut, and the sumac has got the big red florets, the big sort of things that sort of grow up like that. Apparently you can have tea with them. Do not recommend, just because you saw this on YouTube. But that's what I've heard. So do your own research, and as the Black Forager says, don't die. I was going to go to the beach today, but yeah, no. Mostly because it is overcast and kind of crummy. And if I go to the beach, here's what happens. I don't do this. And this, in some ways, is more important. I can go to the beach and go for a walk, and I can do a forage and all that kind of stuff, and it's really great and fun. But it feels sort of like it's an avoidance, not a going towards something that I need to do. So today we are not going to do that. We're going to work on some of our other goals. And then maybe we'll do that tomorrow. Or we could do it later today. Either is fine. One more. Come on, come here. So there's that, okay. And where's the next piece? The next piece is a fold over this way. this is, oh yeah, no, we're fine. No, we're not. Well, you know what? It's fine. We'll fix it in post. No, it is fine. Here we are. Just freaking myself out. It's all good. Just have a pause here for a cup of tea. Where's our thready thread? There. And off we go again. I made some acorn dye, and I've had it hanging around to specifically dye a crossbody pocket thing that I use. I bought it at the dollar store, and it comes completely undyed. It is an undyed cotton, and it is very bright white. And I didn't want it bright white. I wanted it like a nice tawny color. And so I dyed it with tea, which kicked it down one color level. And then that wasn't enough, so I've dyed it with the acorns. And that seems to be a much nicer tawny color, but it's still drying, so it's not 100 degrees outside anymore, so it takes things... It doesn't take like 20 minutes for it to dry in the direct sun anymore. It's like, oh, that's a disappointment. I'm gonna wait now. I suppose I could put it in the dryer, but you know what? Why? What else is happening? When I get to this point, and I think of other YouTube creators, and they have all kinds of things to say. They're doing this and they're doing that. There's this happened, that happened, and here's a story, and blah, blah, blah. And I love them. I love listening to all of the things. But then when it comes to me, it's like, I just hanging out, trying not to die. Here, fold that over. Which might be the more common state. It might be more common than we think, that people just think, you know what, I just want to show up and do my thing, and I don't have the capacity, and which leads me to think, it's like, what am I doing making content? Well, I think what I am doing making content is I am, new phrase for me, that I am learning how to use, taking up space. That is right. I have every episode, if you've been with me for any length of time, you know that I sort of have this is what this episode is going to be, so you can make an informed choice of, yeah, no, or, ooh, yeah, one of those, I like those. Early on, you don't have to wait like the 15 minutes of introduction and the blah, blah, blah. It's like, here's what we're going to do. Anyways, I've created a new episode title, which is called Showing Up. Which is basically, I have no idea what I'm going to do, but I am going to be here, and I am going to take up space. I am going to be generally soft content. Hopefully doesn't stress anybody out, except for maybe when I'm doing something dodgy with the fabric or the paper. We might have a few laughs. Gracie, who is my cat, will show up from time to time, bellow at me like a moose with a bee sting. But that's it. I do not want to, no, alternative. I want to provide an alternative to all of the horrible timelines. Oops. And the way that I do that is I take up space. And it's been a recent... I've always thought that art as sort of rebellion and protest has had to have a message that goes along with it. And this makes me think that it doesn't. It just needs to be art. You don't need to say anything. We could just spend this time and I could be splodging paint on my tax book. I would be taking up space using art, and that would be that. And that, I think, is the kind of art as protest that I can do. Which is in its own way kind of political. But I'll get done with the speeches eventually. But I think the sewing crowd and the paper crowd are two different crowds, so I just wanted to catch everybody up. Back to our normally scheduled stitching of hexis. Oh, here's something. So, September, October is the general time frame when advent calendars come out. And oh, I love an advent calendar. I love an advent calendar so much. I just love them. I love opening a little bit of something every single day for a series of time. And certainly that's what Shell's Creative Chaos and Cindy at Studio Lou and I do when we do our junk journal round robins. It is for that joy of having a little bit of something to open, do a thing, and then just go on about the day. Love, love, love them. And I have various people that I share different advent calendars with. And one of them is a tea calendar. Tea advent calendar. David's Tea is a Canadian company, and it makes advent calendars every year. Well, every year except this year. Something must have happened in their production cycle. Don't know what it is, but the suppliers of something threw the whole thing off. And they used last year's box. Like every year they have like this nice box that, you know, a door opens this way and this way, or it opens that way, and there's all these little boxes with these little tins, and that's where your tea is, and there's a whole, it's the whole thing, if you're unfamiliar. Anyway, so for a very limited time, they had for sale the 2024 Advent Calendar box for 2025, so fresh tea. And in the description, it said, we have last year's box, this year's tea, limited supply. When they're gone, they're gone. And by the time I was ready to purchase, they were gone. So that was that. So now I'm on the lookout for a new set of Advent tea suppliers, and I think I found one. So there's Canadian teas, so I looked for that, and there is an Indian tea company that is you're gonna ask me the name. I have no idea. It is like all of the things. It is sustainable, using local teas, this, that, the other thing, and a posh tea. So that's what we're gonna That's what we're going to try anyways. So we'll see if that works. No, it's chapped though. But I understand. It is hard slogging out the world currently. So we have to be flexible, and we have to understand that we are safe. And that's what anger is. Anger is sadness's foot soldier. And the sadness is something that sort of lacks inside. And I think safety is part of that. You just don't feel safe, and you feel sad that at some point you were allowed to be unsafe, whatever that means. I don't know. But anyways, anger is another emotion's foot soldier. So you're not actually, not you. When people just chirp right off on you, it's like, we're not talking about this. You are some other place and time. I know that's true for myself when I go absolutely off on a baseball play. Okay, we good? Did we do all three? We must have. That one's sewn. That one's sewn. Wow. Okay. I did not expect that to go so fast. Alrighty, that's what you get from me just gabbing on like somebody at a, what do we call them? Quilt circle? Still don't know how to finish this, but we will get there when we get there. Snizzers. Here we are. Oh, this doesn't have that. Okay. Flippy dippy over. That goes there. That goes there. Oh dear. So that's dark. I don't care. It'll be fine. She is not going to notice. Okay. Oh, I like that. So that might have been what I wanted to do. Might have wanted to do that. And I might have wanted to do that, which is a much tighter square. And when you flip it out, it becomes this wide, wide, wide thing. And then I would kind of want to pick those two out and put them there, and pick these two out. Maybe put them here-ish. I don't know. We've got two done, so let's call that a day, and then let the brain think. That's dark and that's dark. Dark, 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 dark. But at least it's away, and those are colors, so it'll be fine. She's not gonna know. Nobody's gonna know. There we are. Okay. So let's move on to this, which I have been making progress on. So last time we pulled some threads, And threads have been started to be used, so yay us. Bits all over. These are destined for orts. Nice when I have this done. I feel like that's kind of the thing that I want to have for the fall. It's a good sage. There's sumac. That's what I want to have, that kind of speckly. And then walnut. And I want to grate the walnut. Oh, and buckthorn. I could do buckthorn too. Because it's going to be squirrel. Yes, we can. It might be good buckthorn. Weather or whatever. So, got a lot of mileage out of that stitch that we did, and I'm starting to sort of go down here. When I last left off this, I was doing this color, which is sort of the tips of here and there. What did I want? I feel like I should do some of this pink, but when you do that, it's like, I don't know what. This is the thing. I don't know the stitch to use. So I've been doing sort of the seed stitch, running-ish, back stitchy. There's colonial knots here. And then I've been doing this, it's like a bird footprint, but it's not called that. Feather stitch maybe, I don't know. This has been the running stitch. This texture or something, I don't know. Well, you know what? We don't need to debate too long about it. Let's just get her going. Yeah. There, so I've got that. I feel like that needs just a little splodge. I think this is what Fleur Woods means by sort of stitch painting. Or a version of it. She does something, she's developed this a whole lot more than I have. I'm basically taking this is probably an upholstery fabric or a curtain fabric that's got a bold print, and I'm embroidering where the color is. And I think Fleur started there, but then she decided that it's like, oh, I can just use other textiles and I can collage with textile, and she's made this whole thing, which is beautiful. Okay, that's enough. Didn't say it needed to be a lot. Did not say. Yeah. I so want to do a second knot. Okay, you can do a second knot. It's military grade. It's one of the things that I enjoy watching K3N is that she will just stop. No knots, no nothing. She'll just like, beep, okay, done. And I sit and twitch when she does that. I'm like, oh, you need to fix it. Let's do a couple of these. I don't want to, does this have anything? No, it'll ruin it. Not ruin it, it will be not what I want. That's a better way of saying that. Okay, so we're going to do this. We'll work on these for a while. Here's something that we can do. Let's try that. No idea if this is going to work. Let's put it back in. Okay. Technically speaking, this could be couched. There, that's not bad. Do a few more round stitches. Pardon my fat head if it's in the way. That could be an episode title, Pardon My Fat Head. Sorry, it just amused me. Oh, I got a friend of mine gave me a squash. A butternut squash. It's broken down and in the fridge, waiting for possibly a day like today, where I can do a nice roast veg, of which they are going to be fine. Oh, I need some balsamic vinegar. That's what I love about people and food. It's kind of like bowls. Everybody's got a bowl, and also everybody eats, whether they make it themselves or whatever. Almost everybody eats. Let's say that. In any event, I work with people who are involved in all kinds of things, and they are a food-centric group. And so one of the things that you can do reliably is to start a conversation, you can say, hey, I have a thing. Anybody have any good recipes? And then you just have to sit back and watch the debate. So I pretty much did that. I have a butternut squash. Thoughts? So the thought that I most liked was a butternut squash roast with, among other things, balsamic vinegar as the sort of fancy bit. Posh bit? I don't know. I don't need it. That's just one of the zippy things that are in it. And then there was a whole debate on, are vegetables? I throw it out to you. Do you consider vegetables a low and slow, or a high and fast? And by that I mean, if you are unfamiliar, so low and slow is often the way you want to cook roast meat and have it very, very tender. If you have it high and fast, it gets cooked, but it gets cooked at a different speed that doesn't allow for so many things to happen. And I'm not going to be a liar here and say that I really enjoy a low and slow vegetable, because it just, the caramelization relaxes. It's like, we're not in any rush. We are in no rush at all. We can just go at our pace and do our things. And then when we come out, it'll be nice. That's good enough. Off to the next one. This is going to take me an incredibly long time to do this one cover, and I don't mean this the way it's going to sound, but it's not for a particularly special thing. I mean, it is special, yes, blah, 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 blah. I get it. But it's like, this is labor, and like, it's not even a, I'm not making this for the king. But if he asked for it, I would not give it to him. Why? Because I went through all this effort. What's he going to do with it? Give it to a secretary or a person and just record it in the archives. Yeah, I kind of do need to do a little bit more in that center. So what else do I have to roast? I've got potatoes. Carrots. I always got carrots. I think I've got something else to roast too, but I can't think of what it is. Oh, onions. And garlic. Oh, roasted garlic? Yum, yum, yum. The garlic becomes so mild and so like buttery. I still haven't got, so LCBO, Liquor Control Board of Ontario, comes out 8 times a year with a free magazine called Food and Drink, ostensibly to sell its alcohol, but we know that the spirits space has got a lot of money in it, and so they can afford to put out this really glorious, glossy, highly curated, wonderfully photographed magazine 8 times a year. New one came out. Still need to look through it to see if there's anything good. Might do that today. Where? I feel like I want to do it that way. Well, yeah, all right. Fine, we'll do it that way. When I was thinking about going to the beach today, I was thinking, it's like, oh, the parking is going to be awful. And then I realized, nobody's going to the beach today, Marielle. No, well, there's going to be people going to the beach, like yabos like me. But it's not going to be it's 40 degrees out, we need to have a barbecue kind of crowd. There. So can I stop? I know I've got 2 more to do. Oh, I've got 2 more to do. Let's do the 2 more, whatever. things being equal and the creek don't rise, I might try and do a showing up video today too. Depends on the weather. But a showing up video to me is, it's like I have given myself permission to do even less. In some ways to do even more with less, maybe. Just show up. Gosh darn it. We'll get there. We'll get there. Okay, now is there a darker, even darker? Because there's a red in there that I'm gonna say, oh, maybe that. Maybe, ooh, that was the red. Yeah. It's probably going to be the next color. So there's a red on the outside of that I need to be mindful of. And so we're just going to go on the inside of that and leave that be. I can hear the jays outside squawking to beat the band, and I feel like I need to get the bird seed cranked up for the fall. I quite often don't do bird seed in the summer because the animals get too reliant on the feeder, and I live in an area where there is ample of all of the things that a bird would like best. But when the competition flies south, I need to make sure my winter birds, my winter crew, knows that they can rely on my feeder. There, flip that over. Okay, and I'm going to take this out now, I think. Yes, I am. Whoop, yep. And I'm going to thread the needle so that I am ready for the next step. 3. Oops, oh, sorry, did not mean to do that. Holy smokes. Oh dear. Sorry. If I let go of this, it's going to be a tragic mess, so I have no free hands. There we are. See, this is what happens because it's got a lot of twist in it. There we are, so there's one. There's the spare. Thread her up. You can put a knot in it just for show. There we are. Okay, so we're good. Pop that in there. I'm gonna pop that in there because that's the way I keep track, sort of. I should probably spindle spool some of these so they don't get to be a bit of a mess. We might do that later in another episode. Ooh, this is starting to feel really nice. You can just feel the texture of it. And this bit here is this. And I wonder if there's some, like this green might be fun to put in. And there's pink as well. So I'll have to think about that too. Okay, so you can't miss me if I don't go away, so I'm gonna call this a video. As always, please take very good care of yourself. Stay out of trouble. Always love you lots, and we'll see you soon. Bye now.